So this is from Lost Manor. Shall we retreat indoors and discuss your visit? Clara nodded. Of course, Mr. Athanasi. After all, that is why I came all this way. A terse chuckle escaped her. Athanasi ushered her toward the elegantly carved double doors. Detailed orchids decorated the deep luster of the mahogany surface. There existed a depth and realism in the carvings, which only the most skilled craftsman could recreate. They were a work of art all their own, the work of a master. I hope your journey was a comfortable one. He spoke without question. It was. Travel is travel after all. My late husband had the constitution for it. I find as the years unravel that my own tolerance has lessened. The world has changed, Mr. Athanasi, and in my opinion, not for the better. Life is far less palatable in this new era. Athanasi smiled sympathetically. Yes, travel has become more of a burden than the pleasure it once was. His reply avoided the remainder of her statement. Two of Athanasi's staff opened the massive doors. Behind lay an elegant foyer that delighted Clara's eyes. Dark marble lay firm over every inch of the floor. The imperial staircase stood mighty and dominant. Heavy damask curtains decorated the windows. The combined effect draped over the entry like a comforting blanket that hushed the ills of the world away. I must say, Clara began, you've maintained this manse beautifully. Not many can still boast such splendor. Thank you. You are far too kind. Moss Manor is a sanctuary from a time I fear is lost to younger generations. It requires a certain touch to preserve its stature, and must be cared for with meticulous detail and an unwaveringly keen eye. As they walked down one of the manor's many corridors, Clara admired the paintings on the walls. She'd rarely seen art as fine as this. The pieces rivaled, if not went beyond, the greats she knew. Such wonderful works of art, Clara remarked. Who is the artist? I've not seen the like before. Athanasi paused and clasped his hands behind his back to linger before a composition depicting a mountain range. His eyes gazed deep into its shadows. Unfortunately, the artist is unknown. The entire series was never signed, and as they were already here when I acquired the estate, the rumors of their creation lay lost to history. They are quite splendid, though. Indeed they are, Mr. Athanasi. I rather enjoy fine art, and these are among the finest pieces I've seen. Athanasi smiled. I agree, my dear, wholeheartedly. It's a shame they'll never go uncredited. However, they shall never go unappreciated. He spoke with a gentle reverence, still lost to the mountainous view. Clara's heart softened with this most divine affinity for art they shared. One more thing to inspire joy before the matter at hand, she thought. I'm going to stop there so I don't give too much away.
Every day before